Hello everyone. So I am continuing the video series about how I make oak barrels. Today we are going to make a template like this one for crafting oak staves. An oak stave is the foundation of any oak barrel. For the template I will use a piece of laminate, leftover from renovations, a ruler, a pencil, a jigsaw, 8 M6 bolts with nuts, and 2 of these horizontal clamps. You can buy them online. To start, I measured out a strip 75 millimeters wide on our laminate. This is our blank for the template. We cut our measured strip with a jigsaw. As you already know from previous videos, I use GOST standards to determine the dimensions and geometric sizes of my barrels. And that's why I know that for a 5-liter barrel the stave should be 250 millimeters high. On our blank we measure out the height of our stave. Here between them is 25 centimeters. Now we divide this height in half. Along the length 25 divided by 2 is 12.5 centimeters, and also along the width. Our blank is 7.5 centimeters wide, so 3.7 is half of that. We draw the lines. I've already drawn them. Knowing the inner diameter of our barrel at its widest point, which is 185 millimeters, we can find the circumference of the inner volume. To do this, we multiply 185 by pi 3.14 and we get 580 millimeters. Knowing that we have 20 staves, we divide 580 by 20 and as a result we get 29 millimeters. We round it up, let's take 30 millimeters. So in the middle of our blank we mark off 15 millimeters on one side and 15 millimeters on the other side. So we end up with 30 millimeters, that's the width of our stave at its widest point. Next, knowing the diameter near the heads, which is 170 millimeters. Similarly, we multiply by 3.14 and get the number 540. We divide by 20 and as a result, the width of the stave near the crows will be 27 millimeters. We take 1 millimeter less, round it down, so 26. So we divide 26 by 2. That gives us 13 millimeters to one side and 13 millimeters to the other side, making sure both sides are equal. And in the same way, using the same measurement, we carefully mark the second part of the bottom, ensuring accuracy and consistency throughout the process. So we've marked all the reference points of our stave. Now all that's left is to connect all our points with lines. And what we get as a result of this process is the complete profile of our future stave is now fully drawn out. This means that the outline or the shape of the stave we are going to create has been established. Our stave will look exactly like this based on the profile we have just drawn. Next up, we take this clamp. If it is in the open position, in order for it to press the rivet, I think it will be enough to place it right here. So the width is this spot. So we step back, well, 40 millimeters. We step back 40 millimeters from our edge. You can do a bit more, but not less than 40. And the same thing here. That's it. This is our spot for the future clamp. We do the same on the other side. All right, what do we need to do next? Now we need to connect the edge of our clamp spot and the edge of our rivet. We connect them with a semicircular line like this. You can use a compass or some templates or just do it by hand. We connect them with a semicircle. Why do we do this? So that our milling cutter smoothly tapers off to nothing. And we do the same on the other side. And it's the same here. There. This is what we've got. This is the profile of our fuchsia template. Now all that's left is to cut it out with a jigsaw and sand it down. This is what we should end up with. This is the base of our template. Here we have the profile of our rivet. Now we need to make two stops here to secure our future rivet from moving lengthwise. We make them from the remaining piece of laminate. We carefully place it against our template, then slowly draw one straight, continuous line that exactly matches the length of our first handle, and the second line that precisely matches the length of our other handle. There. Alright? We've marked it. Now, knowing that the width here is 26 millimeters, we divide our two blanks in half. We mark precisely 13 millimeters each. And we measure this length. Here is 26 millimeters. And similarly, we measure out 26 millimeters here. 1 and 2. This is the kind of template we should end up with. We do the same on the other side. We measure 13 millimeters to one side and 13 millimeters to the other side, 26 millimeters here. We need to draw the lines right away. That's it. Our two blanks are ready. Similarly, we cut out these parts and we end up with two excellent clamps. We now have these two stops. So we place one here and the other one here. That's all. Now we have a distance of 25 centimeters to secure our rivet. And finally, we make two plates like this with dimensions. The width is the same as the width of our template, the handles of the template. Here it's 40 millimeters. That is so that our clamp fits perfectly here. That's all. Now all that's left is to set up our stops, our plates. Place our clamp in the center and mark the future holes. Mark 4 holes. Drill them and start assembling. I have drilled holes in all the elements of our template. On the smooth side of the laminate, I make a countersink because our bolts have hex heads. And we start assembling our template. That is our base, then the stop, and on top of third element we put on our clamp. Another bolt. So we've assembled one side. The clamp works. The bolts are countersunk, so they won't get in the way. And the sliding side of the laminate will work perfectly on our table. We assemble the opposite side in the same way. Here's what we've got. The template for making the staves of a 5-liter oak barrel. I use the same templates for barrels of larger or smaller capacity. To make our stave, we take a blank and insert it into the template. And we work on the router. Our little template runs along the guide bearing. This one right here, and our router bit shapes the side profile of our stave. At the same time, we get a trimmed cone on both sides. Plus, we determine the bevel angle of our stave on both sides. For reference, that means we have the correct angle on each edge. So, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and have them subscribe to the channel. See you next time!